So yeah, she's got really sensitive G-spot because apparently I don't believe either Mr. C, any of her past boyfriends and ex-husbands, they haven't really reached and hit her G-spot really
Right.
in their dicks.
Right.
They haven't. They were more focused on themselves really, as opposed to focusing on her, which that's my focus.
Right? Yeah, true. But at the convention, make sure to have a lot of fun with. Make sure to have push her with, have a lot of fun with her, right? Because
Obviously.
yeah, because now you're doing this for your mom. Yeah, make sure I'll be there. I'll be there watching you guys, making sure that nobody is trying to. Sorry, my throat. Nobody's trying to hurt you, do anything. I'll take photos of you too. The dance will be awesome. We can take turns. I'd like to dance with her too, and then you guys can take like the slow dance or whatever. And
all the other scientists
yeah.
Thinking of and for the convention
right.
as well.
But how are you feeling, Christine? How are you feeling? Because I know there's a lot of societal pressure on you about this thing with Barbara. There's a lot of societal pressure and a lot of people, consciously who would judge, and there's a lot of eyes on you. It must be very stressful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm so sorry about all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, still we still have Max Chan and Grizel to dance with.
You always have them. Okay.
The incest fanfics have come true and shit.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. I didn't even know there was incest fanfics. Were there about you and Barbara? I can't believe that. I didn't even think that. I knew that you guys had a good relationship, but I always thought, because I'm not huge on Christery and, whatever, I just thought that the whole Sonetry franchise was very interesting, and that's how I got into you when I was younger, right? But I didn't have any idea that Barbara was, that Barbara and you had that sort of relationship. I never got any of those vibes. But how did you approach her?
I approached her with care and caution.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a time approach. So I just gave her comfort and talked with her, and we just branched out slow and steady. And then I encouraged her positively. Let her make the first move. She wanted to do it. And
she did? Really? She made the first move?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow, Barbara. How did she do it, if you don't mind me asking? What was the first move?
I don't remember exactly. Well, that was her first move, but my approach was... I forgot exactly what terminology and approach I used, but I approached with care and caution.
That's good.
And I was direct and upfront with her for the most part.
That's good. And how did she respond when you approached her? What did she say?
I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was I think she was partially confused at one point, but then she came around, obviously, with the more approaching that I was doing with her along the way.
Right. So she got into it. How was the first kiss? You kissed her? How did that feel? Having known this woman for your whole life, how did that feel?
Oh yeah, I mean it was simple lip-to-lip kiss contact, but yeah, it was actually good and it felt right.
When did you start having feelings for Barbara?
Obviously for a long time. I mean, I remember even mentioning some time ago in one of the videos that I even had dreams where I had sex with her, obviously.
Really?
So,
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's right. The Oedipus complex.
Oh, Oedipus, that's right, yeah. Yeah, that's right. How, if you don't mind me asking, I know that's probably personal, you have to answer, but how is the sex?
I'd say it was satisfactory. It took a while. It took a few tries to...
It took a few tries, yeah. She is older.
And plus, also, she's very understanding about the whole thing as well. I was direct with her, still direct and honest with her. And I made sure that obviously, I'm never going to propose marriage to her at all because we're already daughter and mom.
Yeah, mother and daughter. They say there's no stronger bond than a mother and her daughter. Sorry?
We've been doing
Sweet Jesus. Salutations, this Clown World Chronicles, and Chris Chan fucked his mom.
I don't know what sort of reaction the person talking to him was having.
Oh, man, there's a whole list of crazy shit about this bitch out there. Turns out the woman that recorded this and leaked it is like fucking insane. She's a crazy person.
Oh yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Also, she's also apparently quite hot. So you know.
Yeah, she is. She's got big old anime titties. It's great. She was having a hard time with it. I mean,
as crazy as she is, it's like,
isn't everyone having a hard time with it?
Everyone who's interested, I guess.
No, I mean, it's just, for those who don't know out there, which I don't see how anybody doesn't know at this point, because this is like the biggest story ever. Not ever, but, you know, Chris Chan, longtime internet personality, longtime Lol Cow, the original Lol Cow, many say.
The original.
The
original Lol Cow. Jesus.
Yep, I mean, the Kiwi farms were made because of him.
Because of him, yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, Chris Chan, it's long been known to those in like the whole Chris Chan like section of the internet that he's a complete fucking psycho and a sexual deviant, but nobody ever thought he would go this far. Holy shit. But yeah, I mean seriously, there's a 59-part documentary on YouTube called by a guy named Gino Samuel, and it's really good. But, yeah, so here we are. Yeah, he had sex with his mom, as you heard at the beginning of the show. He straight up admitted to it. Yeah,
it seems there's enough evidence there for him to be charged with literal incest, so there's that.
As this Sun, the U.S. Sun article said, Chris was arrested on August 1st, 2021, after rumors began circulating online that he had sexually assaulted a family member. The 39-year-old is currently being held at Henrico County Regional Jail in Virginia on one count of incest, according to the Henrico County Sheriff's website. So yeah, he is being charged with incest. Yeah. I mean, I think the craziest part of his confession is the part where he talks about that she like came to or came around or whatever it was, implying that like he did this to her while she was having a dementia moment, and then she started to get lucid and realize what was going on, and he just can like just Jesus
keep going.
Yeah. And I mean, she's 80 years old, and he's her only family, so what's she gonna do? You know? It's so bad.
I honestly have no words. Like, Chris Chan is just, his entire life has just been. His entire life has just been one giant clusterfuck.
When he went tranny, I was like, how could it get worse?
You know what my first reaction was upon hearing this?
What's that? Yeah.
And it's like, oh, guess what? Another tranny turns out to be a sexual predator. Who could have guessed? Imagine my shock.
Imagine.
Just imagine.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he didn't have like a long and storied history of sexual degeneracy over the years, shoving shit up his ass and doing cake farts, and it's just.
Huh?
Say what?
Cake fart? What the fuck does that even mean?
Oh, you sit on a cake and fart on it. Like bare ass sit on a cake and then fart on it. It's one thing that some of the trolls convinced him to do. They convinced him to record himself sitting on a chocolate cake and farting on it, and he recorded it and sent it to some people, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the trolls have convinced him to do a lot of stupid shit over the years. Like I said, one troll convinced him to break up one of his Sonichu medallions and shove it up his own ass, which he did.
I mean, that's not it's not even all that. Jesus, I don't know. Like all that sexual deviancy shit. It's like, well, that's not too bad. Let's be honest, right? Like, if he's already a tranny, then that's like, just several steps away from gay.
Yeah, except that's the thing. The reason why about him is like the trans community has basically rejected him, and not just over this. Like apparently they never really accept, like the trannies that knew about him didn't ever buy his transition. They always took it as this is a desperate incel trying to fake being a tranny in order to get in girls' pants.
I don't know if he wanted to get into girls' pants. Maybe he's just actually, like an autist narcissist, and he figured out that this is like the way to get attention.
I mean,
kind of like
yeah.
Jessica Yaniv. What was his name? Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan Yaniv.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan Yaniv is kind of different because I think that guy's actually trying to get into little girls' pants.
He really did. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So in a way, look, as bad as it's gonna sound, I actually think Chris Chan is actually doing better than that cunt, because at least Chris Chan is trying to bone his God.
I know. It's just, oh my god.
Well, at least Chris Chan's boning someone who's already damaged.
Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to Jonathan Yaniv, who's trying to bone people who should be left alone.
Yeah, that's one good thing you say about Chris Chan. At least he's not a pedophile.
Yeah, he's not a pedophile. Still a sexual deviant, but at least not a pedophile.
Yeah, he is at yiffing in a fursuit levels of sexual deviant, but yeah, he's not a pedophile.
Yeah, he's not a pedo. Yeah, so doesn't just make you so delighted about how low the fucking standards are that we go to not a pedophile as like an actual positive.
Yeah,
holy
exactly.
Flying shit!
And if I don't think there's ever going to be a better case for an insanity plea, ever. Like because there is literally 15 years of evidence that he's insane.
There's like a 50-part documentary series about Chris Chan.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Well, I don't even know how many parts it has, but it was something like 50 last I looked.
59.
It's like 59. Well, there you go. It's actually closer to 60. This guy has a well-documented, just... Oh, God. I think he's probably the most documented person on the planet at this point. Fucking 59-part series about his life. Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh.
It starts as far back, and it covers his entire life. It literally, like, the first episode covers, like, a few background things about his parents and talks about his early childhood. Like, it covers everything in exhausting detail.
Jesus
Geno Samuel, Geno Samuel on YouTube, the Chris Chan documentary. It's the honest to goodness, like, documentation of the life of an absolute fucking mad lad. But but it's also a documentation of just how fucking awful some human beings can be. Because you'll come to realize as you watch this story that a lot of what Chris Chan has become was created. I think if people had left him alone years, like a decade ago, I don't think he would have become what he became. I think they drove him mad. Like, he was already autistic. He was already fucked in the head. But I think, a literal decade and a half of just a nonstop abuse at the hands of other human beings, I think was bad. It pushed him over the edge. Yeah. It pushed him over the edge. It pushed him into what he eventually became. Now, obviously, there's a degree of personal agency here, and at any time, Chris Chan could have got off the internet, but he likes the attention. But still, nobody looks good in this story. The trolls don't look good. Chris Chan looks awful.
His parents look awful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when this whole shit show started, he must have been in like his mid-20s or something, right?
Yeah, when
He was already an adult.
when he first became internet famous, yeah, he was like 18 or 19 years old.
Yeah, and it's like there's a point where you gotta sort of, you know, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure his dad didn't. Like, his dad was still alive until recently. Obviously, Barbara is still around.
I think his dad died in like
Uh,
2011 or 2012.
Yeah, but like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the point. Like, it should have been. Oh God, like it. There should have been a guiding hand there.
Yeah, there should have been, but there,
And I mean, like, I don't know. Like, does it have to do with the fact that his parents were quite advanced in age when they became his parents?
yeah, they both already had families, and then they were both divorced, and then they got married and had Chris.
Yeah.
Christopher
Like, if
Christian
we're-
Weston Chandler.
Yep. So if I remember correctly, Barbara exactly is like 80, right? Like she's
Yeah, she's-
80 something,
She's 80 now.
or is she exactly 80? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she would have been 41 by the time Chris Chan was born.
Yep, Chris Chan is 39, and
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit.
And
Well,
there
because
are
we're all the-
there are studies that show autism is there's a higher chance of autism in from, and the thing that I saw is that they actually it comes from the male side. Men who have children in their 50s and 60s get women pregnant. The children born tend to have a higher rates of autism and other mental defects.
Yep.
Yep.
And it doesn't help that she was already 40 by the time that she conceived.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that leads to its own set of complications. I mean, he never had a chance. Never had a chance.
No. Well, I don't know. I still think he did, but like it was just.
Well, I mean, if they hadn't if his parents weren't shut-ins and got him the help he really needed, he might have had a chance. But
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
because
there's a certain point there.
he
where-
graduated high school and he went and did a computer-aided drafting course and he graduated. He could have been fucking working with goddamn like working with fucking architects, like helping construct models of buildings, but he was too busy playing video games and building Legos.
Yep. And God, it's yeah. Chris Chan is a tragic case. Like, that's really all it is.
Because it's the perfect storm of stuff. It's like here's a guy who genuinely did not have a chance. Like whenever lefties say that the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps thing is bullshit. I tend to disagree with them because I tend to think anybody born in America has a shot if they just have the willpower to do it. But then there's cases like Chris Chan, an autist born to a 50-year-old man and a 41-year-old woman who were both already divorced and accused of terrible things and toxic behavior by all of their other children.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep, and who are already like divested, shall we say, from much of a connection with other people.
Yeah.
So they're gonna impose that on their new kid.
They're they were shut-ins and hoarders, and it was just he's a genuine example of never had a chance.
Yep. Like the only way that he would have had a chance was if like an outside friend or something would have had some had an influence, but it didn't seem like he did have that though.
No, he didn't have any friends. I mean, there was one male. He had a bunch of friends who were girls when he was in high school, girls who were nice to him, and of course he fucking drove them all off. Well, most of them just lost touch with him after high school, and then like the one that did, he fucking kept being creepy, and it drove her away. Yep. But he did have one male friend who was supposedly like somebody who lived in his neighborhood who was about his same age, and they did a couple videos together back in the day, and then he just kind of up and disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to him. Maybe Chris killed him. Buried his body in the backyard with his dog. So the lady who recorded this showed it to somebody else because she wasn't going to leak it to the public. She was intending to use it as blackmail to try to get Chris to kill himself. So allegedly, that's what the information about her going around is that was her plan.
Yeah.
And,
Like from what I've seen, like it seems pretty consistent with what she's like as well, from like ex-boyfriends and shit. So there's that.
Paths are created and psychopaths are born. I say Chris was born this way. But yeah, she was just gonna use it as blackmail, but then somebody she showed it to leaked it, and it made its way to the local police. The police came and gave him an order to leave the home, and they took Barb to the hospital for checkup, and then he stole $800 out of his mom's bank account. Went and checked into he did that. Went and checked into a hotel, bought some food, and then spent like $300 on new Legos and shit. And I'm gonna go ahead and actually click back because the cops eventually showed up and arrested him, and he took the arrest very, very well.
What does very, very well entail? Like,
yeah, they're arresting Christian here at the hotel.
Well, obviously, whoever was recording knew who he was. Jesus.
I'm pretty sure that's Ethan Ralph.
Let's do the kill stream.
Yeah, that's
Ethan Ralph.
He was one of the Bloodsports guys. You know, Ethan Ralph and Tonka Saw and Andy Worski and all those guys. Yeah.
Tell them all about Josh Moon. That's who they want.
Give it up, Christian. Give them up. Save yourself, girl. Back channel help you. You're beautiful.
Look up Ethan Ralph kill stream. I live
You're
here in
beautiful,
Richmond, buddy.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, now these
come to the kill stream first.
the kill stream people are pretty much trolls. Like they're just calling him beautiful and stuff. They're just fucking with him.
Yeah.
The reason why it's acceptable to call him he, even though he's officially come out as a trans woman, is because nobody takes his transition seriously. So it's not. Yeah. I mean, we would call him he anyway because we're evil people. But yeah, like I said, the trans community.
Okay, he's not freaking out or anything. That's
Hey, officer. How's it going? Good. I just saw you. Yeah, that's right. That's you. Oh my God. I told you.
I'm going. I'm complying.
Is the car alive?
Complying. I am good.
Is the car alive?
Jesus, Lord Almighty.
Yeah, you appear to be compliant.
Inside you, your goddess blue heart, and I continue to stand strong, and I maintain everything with Quickfill and my side shoes and those shoes and everybody.
Yeah, you're live to about 3,000 people right now, Christian.
How do you bleed?
Well, don't. You're taking everything in stride. You said you're doing good.
At the time that Ethan streamed this, we didn't know what he was being
Doing
arrested
good,
for.
feeling good. How's the last
Yeah, like
few days
everyone just
been? I
assumed
know
he was
it's been
being
pretty
arrested for
stressful.
some fucking autistic shit.
Yeah, for stealing the money out of Barb's account.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I got my loves.
What, did he tell people about that then?
No, but the trolls keep an eye on the bank accounts, so they know when he spends money.
How?
He gives them access to it. They convince
They
him.
just look into it.
They convince him that they're friends, that they're his friends, and they give him he gives them access to, and they monitor his spending habits and things. Like the Christian trolls are fucking. They're almost as autistic. Oh, well, fuck you. Look, I don't give a shit about Joe Biden. The Christian trolls are as autistic as he is. Some of them, like a lot of them.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, Kiwi Farms is basically like the worst of 4chan, and then they left.
Yeah.
They left the main board to spring their own. Like, I mean, I love the guys in Kiwi Farms, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, he took being arrested very well. It wasn't until he had his court date, which sadly there doesn't appear to be any video for. But apparently Christian at his court date made a real mockery of himself. He kept stomping his feet and interrupting everybody and demanding to be let to go get his personal effects, like they were gonna let him take his fucking Legos with him into jail.
I mean, he should have gone to jail in Norway or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He was he was denied bail, and he's been remanded to the county jail. Which at first, because Virginia is one of those retarded American states that is like red but has blue governors and shit. If they put they're one of the Virginia is one of the states that puts trannies in women's prisons, but they ultimately decided because of the nature of his crime not to put him in women's prison. So he's in the men's side of the county jail, and he's in protected custody.
Oh no. Okay, well, considering what's happened in the past, couple of months, couple of years, I'm not too sure if I trust, protective custody anymore.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's the whole thing is just like a sad shit show because I'm like a fan of his. Like I never trolled the guy. I've never interacted with him, and it's really easy to interact with him. And all you gotta do is fucking tweet at him. Like he loves attention. But still, I was a fan of just the shit show, just kicking back and watching it, And oh my god, this story ended in such a way. Like, if we're in a traditional like play act structure, we're at the climax, right? We're at the climax of the plot, and everything after this is the decline. It's
Yep.
It's the end, and now we're just the epilogue. It's the trial. And then, whatever his sentence is, which, again, I think I do think that he'll do time, but I think it'll be in a mental hospital. I don't think he'll actually do prison time for this.
To be honest with you, I hope he does time in a mental hospital.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, the guy doesn't deserve anything harsher than that.
No.
Like, as we said, like, he's someone who genuinely just got fucked over by the rest of the world. There's really no other way to say it.
No, there's really not.